Meanwhile, we're also closely tracking this political firestorm erupting on Capitol Hill tonight. Democratic Congressman Eric Swalwell has been accused by a former staffer of sexually assaulting her, with 3 other women now alleging separate incidents of misconduct. Swalwell calling the accusations flat out false, vowing to fight them as a criminal investigation begins to take shape tonight. The California Democrat, who has also been running to become the governor of California, is now facing growing pressure to bow out of that race, including questions from within his own party. Let's get right to News Nation's Hannah Brandt. She's live outside of the White House tonight with the very latest on this. Hannah.
Natasha, Congressman Swalwell is now facing that push to expel him from his House seat and an investigation from the Manhattan District Attorney, according to new reports tonight. Now, this comes after multiple bombshell reports that allege sexual assault. A former Swalwell staffer did tell the San Francisco Chronicle that the congressman sexually assaulted her twice when she says she was too drunk to consent. In a separate report, CNN talked to 3 different women who accused Swalwell of sexual misconduct, including allegations that he shared unwanted explicit messages and photos. The congressman's lawyer has reportedly sent cease and desist letters to these accusers, and Swalwell himself took to social media to deny those accusations. Take a listen.
These allegations of sexual assault are flat false. They are absolutely false. They did not happen. They have never happened, and I will fight them with everything that I have. They also come on the eve of an election where I have been the front-runner candidate for governor in California.
But even Swalwell's Democratic colleagues are calling on him to drop out of the governor's race. Take a look at this statement from former Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who's a fellow California Democrat, and House Democratic leadership in a joint statement called the accusations incredibly disturbing, saying Swalwell should immediately end his campaign. Most in his party, though, are stopping short of calling on him to resign from his current House seat. Here's what one Democratic lawmaker told News Nation about this morning.
Well, these accusations are very serious, and if they are true, that behavior is just abhorrent, and a person like that has no place in public life.
So he should remove himself from Congress then, if it's so true?
Well, certainly he should get out of the the gubernatorial race in California as the first step.
Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, who is a Republican, says she's filing a motion to expel Swalwell from the House. Those require a 2/3 majority vote over in the House in order to be successful. And that's only happened 6 times before in U.S. history, most recently when the House voted to expel New York Congressman George Santos.
And meanwhile, Hannah, Swalwell may not be the only House member to face an expulsion vote. What can you tell us about who else is under fire from their colleagues tonight?
Well, a Democratic leadership source does tell News Nation if Luna calls this vote to expel Swalwell, Democrats are going to counter it with an expulsion vote for Republican Congressman Tony Gonzalez. You may remember Gonzalez resigned recently from his race for re-election in Texas after he admitted to an affair with a staffer who later died by suicide. Gonzalez, though, was also accused by a different staffer of making unwanted sexual advances. Similarly, Republican House leadership in that instance called on Gonzalez to drop out of that race, but they did not ask him to resign from his seat. Natasha?
All right, Hannah Brandt live at the White House with those details tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.